The library's oldest story. There was something enchanting about the town's public library. Maybe it was the way the sun shone through the stained glass windows, casting rainbow patterns on the ancient wooden floor. Or perhaps it was the smell of old books that told countless tales from times gone by. One day, a curious teenager named Theo ventured into a forgotten corner of the library. Rows upon rows of shelves towered above him, but one particular volume caught his attention. It wasn't flashy or particularly large, but its leather cover was worn, suggesting it had been opened and read many times over the centuries. Upon opening the book, Theo was immediately captivated. Unlike other tales he had read, this one seemed to be written in a mixture of prose and verse. The initial pages were missing, so he had no idea of the book's title or author. The story revolved around a distant land where humans and magical creatures coexisted. There was Alara, a skilled healer who could talk to plants and gather their secrets, and Rowan, a young knight with the rare ability to tame and communicate with wild animals. They embarked on a quest to find a legendary gem that could heal the land, tainted by darkness. The duo faced many challenges, from treacherous terrains to cunning enemies. But what fascinated Theo the most was how the story integrated the lore of the magical creatures, drawing on tales he recognized from other cultures, making it feel both familiar and novel. As hours went by, Theo became so engrossed that he barely noticed the setting sun. The librarian, an elderly woman named Ms. Clara, approached him. "Ah, I see you've discovered our most treasured piece," she said, her eyes shining with delight. Theo looked up, surprised. "It's just a story," he replied. Ms. Clara chuckled softly. "Every story holds power, young man. This one has been here as long as the library itself. Some say it's a compilation of folktales from around the world, while others believe it's the work of a single imaginative author. I wish I knew its origin," Theo mused. Ms. Clara leaned in closer. "Legend says that whoever unravels the mystery behind this book will uncover the library's oldest secret." Theo's curiosity was piqued. He decided to borrow the book and delve deeper into its mysteries. Over the next few weeks, he researched various folktales and consulted with experts. Slowly, pieces of the puzzle started to fall into place. The day Theo discovered the truth, he returned to the library, excitement evident in his eyes. He explained to Ms. Clara that the book was a collaborative work of authors from different times and places, preserving their tales for future generations. They were bound together by an anonymous writer who wove them into a single narrative. The librarian smiled warmly. "Congratulations, young man. You've uncovered the secret. This library was founded on the principle of preserving stories from every corner of the world. This book embodies that very spirit." Theo felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Not only had he enjoyed a captivating tale, but he also realized the importance of stories in connecting cultures and generations. The book may have been nameless, but its essence would stay with him forever. An unexpected reunion at the cafe. Amber sat in her favorite corner of the local cafe, engrossed in a novel. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the sweet scent of pastries. The cafe, with its dim lighting and wooden decor, had always been a place of solace for her. Every day, after her monotonous office job, she'd unwind here, losing herself in stories. She loved watching people, making up tales about their lives, and sometimes even striking up conversations with interesting strangers. Today, she noticed someone familiar at the counter. He was tall with dark curly hair and a deep, contemplative look in his eyes. She couldn't place him at first, but as he turned, their eyes met. Both of them had a moment of recognition followed by surprise. "Lucas," Amber said, getting up from her seat. Lucas looked equally shocked. "Amber? Is it really you?" The two hugged, laughing at the unexpected encounter. They had been best friends during their high school years but lost touch after graduation. They settled down at Amber's table, ordering coffee and reminiscing about old times. It turned out Lucas had been traveling the world for the past 5 years, taking on various jobs and exploring different cultures. He showed Amber photos of his adventures, from scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef to hiking in the Andes. Amber shared her own journey, talking about her job, her dreams of becoming a writer, and her regular visits to this cafe. They talked for hours, and it felt like no time had passed since their high school days. As the evening turned to night, Lucas confessed, "I've missed our talks. I've been to so many places, met so many people, but our bond was something special." Amber smiled. "Life took us on different paths, but here we are, back together in this cafe. It's funny how fate works." Lucas agreed. "Maybe this is a sign. A sign that we shouldn't let our bond break again." The two friends promised to stay in touch, to share their stories and adventures, and to meet up at the cafe whenever Lucas was in town. As Amber left the cafe that night, she felt a warmth in her heart. Life was full of surprises, and this reunion was one of the best ones. The world was vast, with countless experiences waiting to be explored. But sometimes, the most beautiful moments were found in familiar places, with familiar faces.